And we are live, folks. Is the mic good? Can you guys hear me all right? Is the mic good? Can you guys hear me all right? Just checking. Tiger? StreamYard, as usual, there's a bit of a delay. Jeremy, JDR, loud and clear. Okay, just let me know if any clicking noises or all that of or any of those things just show up. Okay. All right. So I was not planning to do this video, but apparently somebody needed a lot of attention. Just waiting for a few others to show up and then we'll start. In the meantime, let's just get together, pray for this session, ask God to send forth His Holy Spirit on the session and prevent any kinds of technical difficulties, connection issues, any of those faults. And may He help me to glorify His name. Okay. All right. So first things first, good to see you, JDR. Anyone else is in here? Just waiting for more people to show up. In the meantime, I'll just pull this video. Comment sections. I'll be sharing the screen in some time. Just give me a second. I'm just waiting for that video to show up. Shake it on. What happened? Did Aladdin delete his comments? Did Aladdin actually delete his comments? No, that's not possible. Am I looking at the right video? Just a second, guys. Just bear with me for a moment. Sorry, my bad. I was looking at the wrong video. I'm just be pulling up the screen in some time. Give me a minute. All right. So why am I making this video? To refute Mr. Aladdin's Bible perversion of Isaiah 29 verses 11 to 12, which he claims allude to Muhammad being a prophet. Okay, Isaiah 29 verses 11 to 12. God bless you, repent. Good to see you. And I'll just pull up my screen. Share the entire screen. Share the audio. Got it. Can you guys see my screen, guys? Just wait a while. I know there's about a 10-second delay since it's StreamYard. Can you guys see my screen? Sweet. All right, good to see you, Catholic Crusader. Now let's zoom into the comment section. Here we go. Now, Mr. Aladdin here, he wants to school us. Let me school you. Bible said God pray refer to him in Isaiah 29, and the vision of all is come unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned. Okay. Yes, Jeremy, I have zoomed to 200%. Do you want me to zoom more? Is it not too good on the phones even now? It's at 200%. Could maybe make it 220, 50% now. Any good? Okay, sweet. So here he is commenting here, and I think he spammed a lot of other people countless times. Here, he spammed here. Now he's saying, please explain the verses I quote from the Bible about your God. Pray thee, him, and Isa. We don't worship Muhammad. I challenge you to give me any Islamic sources say Muslims worship Muhammad. They lie to you like I lie to you about Jesus. Get some wisdom, thanks. And here he's talking about this verse 29 to 11. So technically, it's saying that this is a prophecy about Muhammad, and the book is delivered to him that is not learned, that is not literate. Saying, I'll just pull up the King James Version, New King James Version, so that it's easier for non English speakers to read. Okay. And the vision of all this has become to you like the words of a book that is sealed. When men give it to one who can read, saying, read this, he says, I cannot, for the book is sealed. And when they give the book to one who cannot read, saying, read this, he says, I cannot read. So technically, this is the Muhammadan claim that these two verses refer to Muhammad. All right. Because it's talking about an illiterate prophet. Okay, just a second. So let's read this entire chapter now in context. Does it actually talk about Muhammad? Let's see. The siege of Jerusalem. I'll just switch over to the New King James Version. So since that's what I usually use, the siege of Jerusalem. Hey, good evening, Mary. Good day, Siddharth. Good afternoon, Siddharth. Good to see you. Now, Isaiah 29 in context, it's talking about the siege which is going to happen to Jerusalem. Now, just to let you know, Isaiah lived sometime in the 8th century BC. That's roughly sometime around 750 to 700 BC, 700 years before the time of Christ. And he is talking about the prophecy concerning the fall of Jerusalem and the destruction of the first temple at the hands of the Chaldeans or the Babylonians under King Nebuchadnezzar. And that happens about 100 years after Isaiah's time. So this is what the prophecy is talking about. So woe to you, Ariel. Now, Ariel just means Lion of God. He's just talking to Jerusalem, calling it the Lion of God, another bit, another name. Woe to you, Ariel, to Ariel, the city where David dwelt. That is, woe to you, Jerusalem. Woe to you, Jerusalem, the city where David lived. And year to year, let feasts come around. Yet I will distress Jerusalem. There shall be heaviness and sorrow, and it shall be to me as Jerusalem. So here Isaiah is prophesying about the doom which is going to befall Jerusalem. That is going to be a siege. I will encamp against you all around. I will lay siege against you with a mount, and I will raise siege works against you. You shall be brought down. You shall speak out of the ground. Your speech shall be low out of the dust. Your voice shall be like a medium's out of the ground. So a medium is a person who consults spirits, and your speech shall whisper out of the dust. So Isaiah is prophesying through the Holy Spirit the destruction of Jerusalem, the fall of the first temple, the Temple of Solomon, which will take place 100 years after Isaiah's time. Moreover, the multitude of your foes shall be like fine dust. That is the multitude of your enemies. Jerusalem, you'll have so many enemies that they'll be like the dust of the sand, and the multitude of the terrible ones like chaff that passes away. Yes, it shall be in an instant suddenly. You will be punished by the Lord of hosts with thunder and earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. The multitude of all the nations who fight against Jerusalem, even all who fight against her and her fortress and distress her, shall be as a dream of a night vision. Okay, so what this means is it's just going to happen very quickly, this siege, and the moment Jerusalem is taken down. And technically, when the siege had happened, a lot of the surrounding nations, like say the Edomites, also plundered Jerusalem. at that point of time after Babylon had taken them down. So, are you guys with me so far? Just checking the chat. You guys with me so far? Just waiting. StreamYard, 10 seconds delay. Okay, you can see the ones. So, Isaiah 29, I've gone about 7 verses. I don't see anything about Muhammad. Isaiah is just talking about the fall of Jerusalem, which is going to happen about 100 years after the time of Isaiah, the destruction of the temple. And it shall be even as a hungry man dreams and looks, he eats, but he awakes and his soul is still empty. Okay? Or as when a thirsty man dreams and looks, he drinks, but he awakes and indeed he is faint, and his soul still craves. So the multitude of all the nations shall be who fight against Mount Zion. Zion, that is God's holy mountain, holy city, the Temple Mount, upon which Jerusalem, the temple, is built. Now, the blindness of disobedience. Now, here comes the fun part. Again, it's in the context of this thing. Again, this is a warning to the people of Judah and the city of Jerusalem during Isaiah's time. Pause and wonder, blind yourselves and be blind. They are drunk, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with intoxicating drink. For the Lord has poured you out on the spirit of deep sleep and has closed your eyes, namely the prophets, and he has covered your heads, namely the seers. Now, technically, what these 2 verses are talking about is people have become so blind to prophecy, like they have become so drunk with their own pride, with their own sin, that they also listen to false prophets and they just want to hear what they want to hear. Okay? Because what used to happen to the true prophets, they used to get persecuted, killed, hunted down. Isaiah is one such prophet. So the whole vision has become to you like the words of a book. So now he's talking about the false prophets here. God is talking about the false prophets, saying, the whole vision has become to you like a words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one who is literate, saying, read this, please. Okay. And he says, I cannot, for it is sealed. So now what is verse 11 talking in context? So when prophecy is delivered to people, they will say that it's kind of like a metaphor. It's a metaphor, it's a figure of speech. Okay. Saying that if you're giving me prophecy, I can't understand the words of the prophecy. It is sealed. Okay. So they'll be like that. Like Jesus used to say, Jesus was again quoting Isaiah that these people have eyes but do not see. They have they have ears but do not understand. They have minds but they have ears but they cannot hear. They have minds but do not understand. So it's just the same thing. So whenever people talk prophecy to these people, whenever prophets come and talk prophecy to these people, they just don't understand because they're too blind, spiritually blind, to understand what it says. So even if they are literate people, they read it, they don't understand it. Like the scribes and Pharisees of Jesus' time, they were literate people, they didn't understand anything that Moses, the law, the prophet spoke about Jesus is coming. Then, when the book is delivered to one who is illiterate, saying, read this, please, and he says, I am not literate. So, what's the point of these 2 verses in the immediate context? It just says that when prophecy is delivered to the people of Judah, to the people of Jerusalem, the people who are learned, like their priests, their prophets, uh, they'll be able to read prophecy, but they won't be able to understand it. And as for the ones who can't read prophecy, when it's given to them in the book, they'll say, what's the point? Like, I can't read, so why will I bother reading it? So it's just talking about the spiritual blindness on one side and the illiteracy, which makes people just susceptible to this kind of a judgment. I don't see anything over here which has got to do with Muhammad, to be really honest. They just make a big use of this verse, like that guy Aladdin. Okay, therefore the Lord said, inasmuch as these people draw near with their mouths and honor me with their lips, but have removed their hearts far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by commandment of men. Therefore, behold, I will again do a marvelous work among the people, a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hidden. So that's the point he is going to make. Their wise do not understand, they would just follow their own traditions, not listen to God. Pretty much the same thing Jesus talks about in the New Testament when he's warning the scribes, the Pharisees, the teachers of the law. Same old story. Okay. And people who just praise God with their lips, doing the lip service, but in their hearts they are far away from God, pretty much like how the Pharisees are. So I don't know, has Aladdin, what's he trying to prove? So just take a note of Isaiah 29:11 to 12. This is the verse Muslims technically quote out of context to say this is Muhammad. All right. Hey, Aladdin is here. Yo! Our guest of honor, Aladdin is here. You missed the part, man. So yeah, it's here, huh? Oh, let me finish. Let me finish. Okay. So now we are saying, you will have to rewind 20 minutes and watch this. I've already done refuting you right now. So before that, let me take a few shots at your prophet. Okay. So now this is Sai Bukhari. I'll just put this down in the chat. So here's the link to the hadith. You guys can have a look. And here we go. Narrated Aisha, the mother of the faithful believers, Aladdin. Okay. The commencement of the divine inspiration to Allah's apostle was in the form of good dreams which came through like bright daylight, and then the love of seclusion was bestowed upon him. He used to go in seclusion to the cave of Hira, where he used to worship Allah alone, continuously for many days before his desire to see his family. He used to take with him the journey food for the stay and then come back to his wife. Okay. Khadija to take his food. Why again suddenly the truth descended upon him when he was in the cave of Hira. So technically what Muhammad used to do, he used to go to Hira apparently to worship Allah in seclusion alone. And then he used to go back to his wife to get food, whatever lunch and dinner. Then the truth was given to him, quote unquote, the truth. Okay. The angel came to him and asked him to read. Okay, the prophet replied, just a second, Jeremy, you are on the stream. I just noticed you now. Jeremy, I've added you on the stream.
Hello. Aladdin asked to add him to the stream, but I'll be backstage. I'll be here. You continue your own thing.
Yeah, sure, no worries.
Right.
So here I
Go for
am.
it.
So welcome, Jeremy Wong. And
Hey guys.
Ahmed Khani, if you can just pull up his Jeremy's YouTube channel, people can subscribe to his YouTube channel as well. Okay, so here I am. So this hadith has got to do with Muhammad's call to prophethood. The angel came to him and asked him to read. The prophet replied, I do not know how to read. The prophet added, the angel caught me forcefully and pressed me so hard that I could not bear it anymore. So, Aladdin, there's a question for you. If this was an angel from Allah, or rather an angel from God, why would the angel not know that Muhammad can't read? Aladdin, please answer. Are you here? Aladdin, please answer. You could answer in the chat. Then the angel released me, Muhammad, and again asked me to read, and I replied, I do not know how to read. Poor Mohammed. Thereupon the angel caught me again and pressed me a second time till I could not bear it anymore. Oh my gosh. He then released me and again asked me to read, but again I replied, I do not know how to read, or what shall I read? So there's Muhammad being honest with the angel, saying, I don't know what to read. How shall I read? Thereupon he caught me for the third time and pressed me and then released me and said, read in the name of your Lord, who has created all that exists, has created man from the clot. Read, Muhammad, read, and your Lord is the most generous. Then Allah's apostle returned with the inspiration with his heart beating severely. Then he went to Khadija bin Khuwailid, that is his wife, and said, cover me. And please take note. Yeah, sure, come on. Welcome, Aladdin. Welcome. So, Aladdin, tell me, why can't the angel say that this guy, Muhammad, is illiterate?
Can you hear me, please? Can I
Yes,
make
I
sure
can
that
hear
I
you.
am with
I
you?
can see your Aladdin.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can.
Good, 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 good. First of all, someone called me up and he told me that you're talking about me, so I just came. Actually, I'm at work. The topic you are talking about actually has nothing with my comments. My comment was two questions. Why is it that who is pray thee? Your video was talking about pray thee. So I quote Isaiah chapter 29, verse 11 and 12. It says, I pray thee. So my question, why is it so many versions of the Bible says I pray thee, but the one you quote King James version and you King James version doesn't have it. And if you go to the original manuscript in Hebrew, pray thee is still there. Now can you tell me what is the meaning of pray thee, that your God is going to pray to him? And
Are
who
you
is
sure if
him?
that was your argument? Please.
Yes, yes, yes. You go back, please go back to the comments and you go back to your video. Actually, the video you post was talking about claiming that Prophet Muhammad is Allah is praying in Prophet Muhammad.
Cool. I'll just keep you on mute. So you're saying pray thee, pray thee. That's got nothing to do with saying pray thee. I already explained what the context of the verse was over here, and you're just saying pray thee, pray thee. All I can see you are doing right now is you're just doing braying. You're just braying and braying. Now I'm just coming over back over here. So tell me, Aladdin, why answer my question first?
Then let me finish, please. Let me finish,
Answer my
please.
question
Let me finish.
first. Answer
Please
my
don't speak
question
over
first.
me. Don't speak over me. If you bring me into your show and you will
It is
control
my
me like
stream.
that,
I can
thank you
just
very
do
much.
all I want. I can
Then
just do
listen
all
to
I
me.
want.
Either you
Okay?
let me speak or thank you very much. I live in peace as I came in peace. As simple as that. It's very
Oh no,
simple. I don't want to bother
just
you.
answer my question first.
No, no,
Answer my question first.
let me finish my
Answer my
statement,
question
please.
first.
Let
Answer
me
my
finish
question
my
first.
statement. I'll give
Answer
you
my
the last
question
chance.
first.
I'll give you your
I'm
last chance.
asking
I'll
you to
count up to
answer my
five.
question first.
One, two,
Answer
I'll
my
count up to
question
five.
first.
Three,
Answer my question
four,
first. Why
five.
is the
I
angel
accepted your
asking
challenge.
Allah
I
to
came to your
learn?
channel. I came to your show, and you don't want to let me speak. Thank you very much. I gave you your chance.
Aladdin,
I'm
wait,
done
wait,
with
hold
you.
on, wait.
No, no, no. He will
You
not
asked
let
to
me
debate
speak.
me. You asked to debate me. Wait,
I don't know.
wait.
I don't know who was it. I don't know. You just let
You
me
don't know?
join. So let me speak, please.
Oh yeah, you wanted to debate Jeremy Wong on the deity of Christ. I know that very well. So let's
It's
not
very good,
we can
very
just
good. I
have
don't
that
know
over
actually
here.
who's among you. I was addressing the man with the name. What's the name? And he told me come to the show, the Biblicist or
Yeah,
something. We will be
that's
live.
him.
Actually, you did not
Hmm?
come live. I even got up at around 4 a.m. my time, but unfortunately, you didn't come
You didn't
live.
reply,
Actually,
bro. You didn't reply. I didn't
no,
see
no.
your
I just
reply. You're gonna
honestly,
come.
I came 4 a.m. I came
Yeah,
4
yeah.
a.m.
Okay,
and you
yeah.
said
Okay.
it's
Whoa,
very
whoa,
early.
whoa. Hold on.
Yeah, I
You're
came
here
4 a.m.
now. You're here now.
Yeah,
What do you want?
yeah. I'm here. I'm here. Okay. If you let me speak, I'm here. That's why I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I have no problem with that.
Okay, hold on. This is Biblicist channel. What do you want to do, Biblicist?
So why
You
was
are the one who
Aladdin here in
may
the
I know
first place?
who's talking with me? Jeremy, I think you are talking to me. You asked me to come to this channel to have a debate with you. You want me to move to your channel?
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Jeremy, you called him to have a debate with you, right? So now Jeremy is also here, isn't he?
Yes.
My The topic of my theme was just to refute Aladdin on that verse, which he just particularly uses to talk about having Muhammad in the Bible, which I know
Yep.
Mohammedans use, Isaiah 29:11 to 12. And by my understanding, you said that you had, I mean, you had set a debate challenge to Aladdin on my channel, right? Concerning the
Yes.
deity of Christ. Now, Aladdin, you just claimed that you are at work and you'll quickly come and now you'll go. If you are at work, then what are you doing over here so long? What are you doing over here so long? And now Jeremy is also over here to debate you concerning the deity of Christ in the Bible. So
Let's do
why
it.
are you still here if you want to go?
Jeremy, does that man listen to us or not? I don't know. Can you hear me? Seems to be
Yes, we
that he
can.
cannot hear me. So why he is not allowing me to speak? And once he speak, he keep running while speaking. He even
Just
interrupt me. I don't
that
know why.
that's okay. I'm just asking because that's his show. This is his channel. I'm asking him whether I'm giving him asking him
Okay,
permission
if you
whether
want to do it,
we can do.
Jeremy, if you have a channel, you want me to go to your channel, I have no
I
problem.
do.
I'll come to your channel. Yeah, okay. You want me to move to your channel in one
Come now.
hour time? I'll be more than
It's
happy
okay.
to
We
be
are
there
here.
after
We're
one
here.
hour. We can
We're
do
here
it.
today. We're here today. Let's Bilbil says, can he
He will
speak
not
on?
let me speak. He does not even
No, you
allow me
guys
to
go.
speak. He keep cutting me.
You
Okay.
guys
Oh,
go have
he's
your back and forth. That's all
okay.
fine. I'll
Okay,
keep
Aladdin,
quiet.
give. All right, thanks,
Okay,
Bilbil.
the
Aladdin,
Jeremy, can you
give.
please give me 1 minute? I would like to
Hold
address
on.
the
Wait.
Biblicist.
Give me your best because I need to go very soon. 'Cause I have a baby. Give me your best argument. I'll refute it.
I don't have any argument. You give me your best argument that Jesus is God from the Bible. I don't need to give you any argument, actually. You should give
You
me.
don't.
You want to prove to me that Jesus is God from the Bible. So give me your best argument. I'm here for your
Okay,
best
okay,
argument.
okay. Classic text. John 1:1. Let's go to John 1:1. Classic
In
text.
the
Do you
beginning
have
was
John
the
one
Word,
one?
and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, right? Just want to talk
Oh,
about that.
you're so good. Okay, let's go John 1:1. Classic text. Let's go John 1. Okay, who is the word?
I don't know. You explain to me. So you claim that Jesus is God from the beginning, though, John 1 1. Explain John
Who
1
is
1
the
for me,
word?
please.
Who
I
is
don't
the
know. You
word?
explain to me. I don't know. Your
No,
Bible, you
you,
explain
oh,
to me. I don't.
you told me you're gonna use the Bible to say Jesus is
Uh,
not God.
You
he's
I'm
wanted to tell
telling
you who's
you,
the word. You wanted
he's
to tell you who's the word
illiterate like
according
his
to the Bible.
prophet. He's
I'll tell you
illiterate
who's
like
illiterate
the.
his
like
prophet. He's illiterate like his prophet. That's why he doesn't want you to go
Uh,
to John 1 1.
eh,
Even if
eh,
it
eh,
reads
eh,
that the word is Jesus,
show
he will say
respect.
that he
Show
can't read.
respect. Show respect. The
He won't want.
Bibliist, relax,
okay,
relax, and show respect because I'm willing.
Aladdin.
I can't. No, no, just a minute, Jeremy. I
Okay,
can deal with you the same way you deal with me. Believe me, I can show everybody that you have no knowledge whatsoever. So please show respect and let me deal with the person who's talking with me with respect. Now let me explain to
okay,
you what is. Though no,
go
I'll
for it.
answer your question. I'll answer your
Go for
question.
it.
You brought me John 1 1, and you asked me who's the word. If
Yes,
you wanna speak about the word, let us ask the Bible. Let the Bible speak. If you go to Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, it says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. How did he create the heaven and the earth? Go to Genesis 1 3. God said,
God said.
Jeremy told you to look at John chapter 1.
Aladdin.
Don't try to tap dance and go to
Yeah,
Genesis.
he's tap
Let's
dancing.
John chapter 1. Read John chapter 1.
Aladdin, please just go to John.
saying,
Unmute him. Don't go to Genesis. All right, let's
no,
go to
no, no,
John.
no, no,
Let's
no.
stick.
I'm trying to connect them to show you what is the word. Genesis
Okay,
1 3 says, let
okay.
be light. The word of God is his command. Let be. This is the
All right,
words of God. Let be
let's go
his
to the.
command.
Okay, okay. It's okay. I that's fine. Let's go to John. What does John say? Who the word is? Let's believe let the Bible speak, right? Who does the word say? Who does John say who the word is? Right. Go to verse 14.
I'm listening to you. You see, I will
All
not
right.
interrupt you like you are doing with
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
You
yeah.
asked me a question and
That
you
yeah, yeah,
interrupt me.
yeah.
You did not allow me. So carry on,
You
please. I will not interrupt you.
you're interrupting me right now. Okay, let's go to verse 14. And the word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. Who is the word according to John, according to the Bible here? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm listening to you. I will not interrupt you. After you finish, ask me to
No, no,
speak,
no.
then I will
Come
give you
on,
my opinion. No, no,
come
no.
on.
Please.
It's a conversation here. Come on,
That's why a
I'm asking you a
conversation,
question.
my friend,
Okay,
my
who is
friend,
the word
my friend,
according to
my friend.
John
You said
1:14?
it's a conversation. You asked me a question and you did not allow me to finish my answer and you interrupt me and you said you don't talk about I was trying to answer your question. So
What?
either let me finish my answer or
I
speak
just
as you
asked.
want. And when you finish, ask me to speak. Very simple.
Okay, who is the word according to John
You
1:14?
explain to me. You ask me a question. I will explain to you who is the word in my answer. When you let me speak,
What?
I'll tell you. Okay?
I
You
just
want me to
asked
speak?
you who is the word according to John 1:14.
The word is the command of
Speak.
God according to John 1 1.
According to John 1:14. Don't jump to
It's
Genesis
when the
1,
word
okay?
became flesh. You want to tell me that the word became flesh? I'm telling you that the word means that command of God. Carry on.
It
Like he says
show
in
okay,
Genesis
okay.
1 3.
Okay, okay.
Okay, okay. What
Go
do you
to
call?
John.
Now let me ask you
Where
a
does
question.
it
Now, let me ask you a question. You ask me. Now let me ask you. Now when God says in Genesis 1 3, let be light, what does it mean?
let that be light, okay? Biblis, you are muted. I think you muted him. Hello, is anyone here? I can't hear anything. Biblis, you are muted. Hello? Biblis, you are muted.
Okay, so what he's doing here, folks, he's skipping John 1 2, which says, He was in the beginning with God, all things
Yeah.
were made through him. Okay, he's skipping that point and he's like talking about
Genesis.
it says that John 1 1 is talking about that this thing is the commandment. He's skipping John 1 2. And then they're talking about Genesis 1, where God says, Let there be light. Oh my gosh.
That's
Very
okay. Okay,
convenient.
let's go Genesis 1. Let's go unmute him. Don't mute him. Honey.
Sure.
Babe.
No, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. Wait. Jeremy, Jeremy, can you hear
Okay.
me? Jeremy, can you hear
Yep,
me?
I can. Yep.
Okay. No, no,
Let's
no,
go
no, no.
Genesis 1
Stop.
since
No,
you
no,
like
no, 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 no,
Genesis
no,
1.
no, no, no.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
muted me.
No.
He muted me. I am done. That was rude. Open your
That's
channel and invite me, so I'll make sure that no
that's
mute. Then
okay.
I'll come
Okay.
to you. Okay? No, no, no,
Okay.
no, no. I am
Tell
out of here.
Biblicis,
No,
don't mute
thank
him.
you
Don't
very
mute
much.
him,
I
Biblicis.
am out of here. He muted me
Oh,
because
you're
he's
scared.
afraid to have a dialogue. He's afraid to have a dialogue.
What
So
afraid to have a
please
dialogue?
open your
We
room
are
and I'll
sticking
come to
at
your room.
John 1,
Thank you
and you
very
want to
much.
skip over
God
to
bless you all.
Genesis, and
Peace
you
Okay.
be with
don't want to
everybody.
even read John
Salam.
1:14
Salam.
very clearly.
Aladdin. Oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
Anyway, it's fine. I'll debate him another time. But yeah,
Sure.
he tap dance again. He's always
Yeah,
tap
he's tap
dancing.
dancing. And he's like, he's clearly proving that he's illiterate like his prophet. Okay, and since he's gone away, right? Let's just sit here and
Mhm.
just bash and humiliate his prophet for a while, which I was anyway going to do. He couldn't
Go
even
for it, man.
answer this question about why the angel kept asking Muhammad to read when Muhammad just kept saying 3 times that he was. You keep good relations with your kith and kin, help the poor and the destitute. Sorry, is this the one? So then, after the angel uh, strangled Muhammad 3 times and asked him to read, Muhammad goes to his wife and says, Cover me, cover me. Oh my gosh. Muhammad is asking his wife to cover him. For the record, Khadija was old enough to be Muhammad's mother. Okay. So Muhammad is supposedly about 40 years over here, and Khadija is somewhat like 55-year-old, so kind of like a grandmother. So equivalent to being Muhammad's mother's age. So he's crying, Mommy, apparently, Muhammad, cover me, cover me. They covered him till his fear was over, and after that, he told her everything that had happened and said, I fear that something may happen to me here. The angel strangled him, and now Muhammad is getting PTSD and nightmares. Khadija replied, Never. By Allah, Allah will never disgrace you. You keep good relations with your kin, help the poor and the destitute, serve your guests generously, and assist the deserving calamity afflicted ones. Khadija then accompanied her to her cousin, Waraka bin Nawfal bin Asad bin Abdulusa. By the way, Waraka was another false prophet. He was a Christian heretic. I'm pretty much sure that a substantial part of the Quran comes from him, who during the pre Islamic period became a Christian and used to write the writing with Hebrew letters. He would write the gospel in Hebrew as much as Allah wished him to write. Here you see that. He would write the gospel in Hebrew as much as Allah would wish him to write. And just take a note. Now, which gospel is this in Muhammad's time during the Hadiths? It's the same gospel we have now. If you're looking at things like the Dead Sea Scrolls, or you're looking at, say, the critical manuscripts like the Codex of Vaticanus, Codex Alexandrius, Codex Sinaiticus, it's the same gospel, okay, we have now. He was an old man and had lost his eyesight. Khadija said to Waraka, listen to the story of your nephew, O my cousin. So Muhammad's wife goes to Waraka and says, listens to the story of Muhammad. So Waraka asks, Oh, my nephew, oh, my nephew, what have you seen? Allah's apostle described whatever he had seen. Waraka said, this is the same one who keeps the secrets, Angel Gabriel, whom Allah had sent to Moses. Say what? Waraka says that this is the angel Gabriel. At the start of the hadith, there's nothing mentioned about who the angel was, but Waraka is the guy deciding that, saying Muhammad is a prophet. I wish I was young and I could live up to the time when your people could turn you out. Allah's apostle asked, will they drive me out? Waraka replied in the affirmative and said, any man who came with something similar to what you have brought was treated with hostility. And if I should remain alive till the day when you will be turned out, then I would support you strongly. So, in other words, Varaka is comparing Muhammad to the other prophets of the Bible, saying that whenever they heard a word from God, they were treated with hostility. And the same thing is going to happen to you, Muhammad. But whether it happens or not, don't worry. I will still support you. Okay. But after a few days, Varaka died, and the divine inspiration was also paused for a while. What? What has Varaka's death got to do with Muhammad's divine inspiration to prophethood? I just don't get it. Okay, I just don't get it. And Varaka was writing the Bible in Hebrew. Actually, it's Aramaic if you're just going to look at it. So, technically speaking, and Varaka was a heretic, by the way. He could have been an Ebionite, okay, an anti Trinitarian. Muhammad picked up a lot of Christianity from him. It's very likely he's picked up a lot of Christianity from him. And I'm very sure that Varaka has authored much of the Quran, much of the early Quran. Varaka has authored it. Narrated Shabir bin Abdullah al Ansari while talking about the period of pause and revelation, reporting the speech of the Prophet. While I was walking, all of a sudden I heard a voice from the sky. I looked up and saw the same angel who had visited me at the cave of Hira sitting on a chair between the sky and the earth. Okay, sitting on a chair between the sky and the earth. Huh? I got afraid of him and came back home and said, wrap me in blankets. So again, Muhammad sees the same angel after Varaka's death and again just goes home and tells his wife, Mommy, please wrap me in blankets. And then Allah revealed the following holy verse of the Quran. O you Muhammad, wrapped up in garments, arise and warn the peoples against Allah's punishments up to and desert the idols. Okay, so this is Surah 74, 1 to 5. After this, the revelation started coming strongly, frequently, and regularly. So technically, cheers, Jeremy Wong, no worries. So technically speaking, Muhammad had was not even aware he was a prophet. Yeah, he did have mommy issues. And on top of that, since childhood, he also had daddy issues. He never had a father. Apparently, he was born 4 years after his father's death, which itself is a great miracle in itself. A 4 year pregnancy. Can you just imagine? The Varaka dies, the revelation stop. Yeah, you got it. Emil, you definitely got it. Varaka died, and then the revelations of Muhammad stopped. And then Muhammad suddenly started getting revelations after he saw the angel the second time. And now, the second time, the angel is actually speaking to him the revelations and not asking Muhammad to read it from a book like the last time. Why the sudden change in the angels? I just don't get it. After this, the revelation started coming strongly, frequently, and regularly. So, the only connection I can draw with this and Isaiah 29, verses 11 to 12, is the fact about Muhammad being illiterate. But Isaiah 29, 11 to 12 in context does not talk about Muhammad in any way. It's about the judgment on the people of Judah, judgment on the people of Jerusalem, and also their false prophets, and how they are spiritually blinded, that even if they were given a book, they wouldn't be able to interpret the prophecy, to read it. And the other people who are illiterate, if they were given the book, they wouldn't be able to read it anyway. So they were anyway headed for doom. That's what it was at the end of the day. Okay. And there were some more verses that kind of prepared for. Okay. So what was his objection? I'm just trying to see, because I just didn't get his objection, to be honest. What's he talking about? 29. This is Isaiah 29. Stagger with wine, but not drunk with intoxicating drink of sheep. For namely the prophets your eyes, and as closed is covered, namely the sea is your heads. Okay, so he was trying to tell me stuff from the King James Version, something about that JDR's video. JDR, he was talking about your video. Are you still here? JDR? JDR, are you still here? You just need to check the video you had uploaded on my channel. So that was on say Allah praying on Muhammad, and then he was trying to quote the King James Bible, talking about pray thee, don't Christians pray and all that. And then he was claiming that the Hebrew is saying pray thee, but I just can't find it. And has become to you the vision, the book, one who is illiterate to men deliver, which that is sealed. One who is literate. Okay, this please read saying. Please read saying. Okay, if that's the interlinear, I'll just drop it over here. So Aladdin's objection also gets thrown out of the window, by the way. He was appealing to the Hebrew. It doesn't work in his favor. Okay, talking about pray thee. And if you're talking about Old English, if it's King James Bible or the Dewey Rames Bible, whenever you're saying pray thee, it's actually just a way of requesting at that point of time. It's not actually a way of, say, of prayer. Okay, it's just saying I beg you, okay, or please do this, or I beg your pardon, things like that. Okay, so I'll just put this thing here, interlinear verses 29, 11 to 12, and I'll just go back to Allah's, and the book is delivered to him, that is Lord, saying, read this, I pray thee, and he said, I am not learned. Read this, I pray thee, and he said, I cannot, for it is sealed. Now, he was saying this, that the I pray thee, thinking that this is kind of an objection. But if I'm actually looking at the Hebrew, at verses 11 and 12 over here, and has become to you the vision, whole of like the words, a book to men deliver, which that is sealed. This please read saying, let's have a look here, saying, Kara, read, okay, learned, please, this. I don't see anything about pray thee, which this guy was raising. Okay. And he says, I cannot, for it is sealed. And then to the illiterate, and it is delivered, I'll suffer, not one who is illiterate, Sephar, that is the book, Sephar, the book in Hebrew, saying, read, please, this. And he says, the book, I am literate, I cannot read it. Okay. So there you go. Aladdin's objection got cut off. The reason why I just decided to cut him off is, the Mohammedan tap dance. Okay, he'll say one thing, and the moment they realize that they have shot themselves in their foot, then they'll just start jumping to another verse and another verse and another verse. They are just going to tap dance like that. Okay, when you're going to prove them wrong using the Bible itself in one or two verses, what they'll end up doing before you complete your point and they know that it's not going in their favor, they're going to tap dance to another verse. This is the same nonsense he was playing over there with Genesis. Okay, he was not even sticking to the quote in John, and he just wanted to skip over directly to Genesis. Okay, and then he's claiming that the King James has pray thee, and then he was claiming the Hebrew has it. But I just showed you guys the Hebrew in the interlinear. There's nothing of that sort. He's just illiterate like his prophet. His understanding is sealed, man. JDR, servant of Christ. He's just illiterate like his prophet. And then he was sitting there and he's virtue signaling. He's sitting there and he's virtue signaling. And then he's saying that he'll take on Jeremy on his channel, saying that I was disrespectful and so on and so on. Yeah, if I'm going to, get deceived by such a guy, he's just going to pervert the Bible, go from one verse to another. So, just a minute. Let's see if any of his claims were true concerning the King James, but even if it is, that's not such a big objection because I just showed you the Hebrew to tell you the truth. King James Bible. Look at what the Dewey Rames has to say because the language is very similar there. John 1 Dewey Rames. Isaiah 29. Okay, and now this is the Dewey Rames Bible, which is again, say, the Victorian era English. It is the Catholic equivalent of King James. Okay, and by the way, Aladdin, if you're still here or listening, this is the Bible I'll first look to, then I'll look at the King James, since I'm a Catholic myself. And the vision of all shall be unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which then they shall deliver to one that is learned. They shall say, read this, and he shall answer, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book shall be given to the one that knoweth no letters, or in someone who's illiterate, and it shall be said to him, read, and he shall answer, I know letters. I know no letters. Okay, that is, I am not illiterate. So let's have a look at King James now, the claim he's making. Because even if his claim is making is true, where he's inserting pray thee in the brackets, it still doesn't work for him because I just proved in the Hebrew that's not the sense. So I'm going to the authorized King James Version. So he's saying there is pray thee, and the book is delivered to him that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned. So in this case, if you guys know Old English, this is how kings and queens also used to talk each other whenever they used to say, I pray thee, or somebody was talking to a superior, they used to say, I pray thee, or I request you. But these words are not in the Hebrew. I've just shown that to you. Okay. All right. So it doesn't matter what his objection was. He just used one translation to get through to us. I have so many translations which say no. And I also have the Hebrew which says no. Clearly, he doesn't know English. He doesn't know Victorian level English. Because I read the Dewey Rames and the King James almost every day. So I have a bit of grasp of what it's saying alongside the New King James. If I was going to sit there and explain to him this is not what it means, he would just be wasting my time and tap dancing. So there's a reason why I kept him on mute, and then he'll just jump to verses like you had just noticed. Anyway, I was planning to debate that guy on the authenticity of the Quran, but he ran away like a coward, and I have a feeling that he will never talk to me at all in the future. So anyway, God bless you all. I wish the stream lasted longer, but I hope you guys were edified. Isaiah 29:11-12 is not an argument to say that Muhammad is in the Bible. Okay. Number two, even in the King James translations, even if it says I pray thee, that the meaning of pray thee over there just means I request you or I implore you to do this. Okay, that's what it just means. That's it. It's just a formal way. And also, if you looked at the Hebrew in the interlinear, there's nothing over there to make Aladdin's case. End of story, case closed. Pray for me, people. I'm still working on preparing for that video on Daniel. Likely it's going to be a multi-part series over this weekend, God willing. Pray that I am prepared for it. Keep me in prayers, keep each other in prayers. And thank you so much, guys. God bless you all. Have a good day, good night, and catch you guys later. Cheers.